All right. So today on NewbieVet, got a special guest. We got my homegirl that I just met, Shaneka Lynette.
Hi.
I nailed it right?
You said it right.
Okay,
If you didn't, I was going to say something.
Okay, I normally destroy people's names, man.
I'm glad you got it right.
In the briefing, man. So how's everything going for you?
It's been going well. How about yourself?
Can't complain. You know, life.
That's good.
You know, life. So let's get into it. So you from Sumter?
Yes.
Sumter. Okay. Tell me a little bit about Sumter.
It's like a little mini, Columbia and Augusta area, but it's pretty quiet, to be honest with you. Just the hustle and bustle of everybody just at the grind trying to get it.
So it's like in between?
It's in between. It's really like right by Columbia, probably like 45 minutes to be exact from Columbia.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, and there's like two different parts of Columbia. They're like West Columbia.
It is.
And then
It
I didn't
is.
know that. I thought Columbia was just Columbia.
Really?
Yeah. Cause I went to Columbia, they were like, no, I'm in West Columbia. I'm like, what's the difference? But you gotta be there.
It's pretty big. I mean,
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It really is. Really is. Okay. So you kind of basically grew up in Columbia.
No, I didn't grow up in Columbia or Sumter. I actually was born in Virginia. And then when I was about 19, 18, I moved to South Carolina.
Okay, and then been here ever since then.
Been here ever since.
Okay. So what was it like growing up in South Carolina for you, like the schools and stuff like that?
To be honest with you, when I came to South Carolina, I didn't even graduate high school yet. I had dropped out, to be honest, like 9th grade.
Why was that?
Just, wilding out, just, doing what I wanted to do. My parents had their situation going on, and so me and my brother was just wilding for a little while. And so I didn't really care about school at that point. And then I dropped out, had a baby when I was like 17, almost 18. And then life started really getting real.
Yeah, when it hit. So question, when you were younger, what drives females at a young age? You say you were young, 16, 17. What drives females on the urges from your perspective? What drives a young female to the urges to jump out there in the world? Because all young girls and boys do it. But I'm just talking about on the female aspect, because you're a woman, of course.
Right.
So what are some things that women go through mentally at that stage in your mind?
To be honest with you, just to be real, I was a preacher's kid. And so you know how the saying is, you wanna do the opposite of what your parents and the church is kind of telling you you should do.
So was you, not cutting you off, but was you raised on, were your parents more of like, you can't listen to this?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yo.
Listen, when I tell you,
okay.
we barely, listen, I was laughing with my kids the other day, we barely could watch Moesha.
Why?
Because my dad used to be like, she doesn't listen to her parents and she got boys in the house. And we would sneak to watch Moesha, Rap City, all of that stuff.
Man.
We was like in prison, we felt.
Oh, Lord.
So,
Did you understand any of that at the time?
No, I felt like they was like restricting us from the world. And it was rough. We had to go to church like 12 times a week, seemed like.
How you can go 12 times a week to church?
Listen,
oh my God.
We had to go to church 3 times on Sunday. They had 3 services on Sunday. Wednesday Bible study. Then we had like usher meeting. My dad was a preacher, so he had his meetings. My mom, it was just a lot of church.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of church.
A lot of church.
So question, that goes into another question. So do you think, and I know it sounds crazy if I say it, but do you think if by putting too much church into a child, meaning like, okay, at the end of the day, I feel like kids gonna get older and they're gonna do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if you put a boundary on your child where you're forcing them to go where they don't want to go, do you think that's another cause of them rebelling?
Well, somewhat. I'll say yes and no.
Okay.
Because the church did really teach me structure, and it taught me, a lot of spiritual guidance. I'll say it like that. But at the same time, the laws, quote unquote, and the commandments, and if you don't, you're gonna die, you're gonna go to hell, you're gonna burn in hell.
Right.
We was so scared to burn in hell.
There was a lot of burning in hell back in the day.
Right. We were so scared
to burn in hell back in the day too.
Exactly. So it wasn't like, I'm going to teach you life skills, and then hopefully you'll be able to have enough to be in this world and live and choose for your own self what to do. It was more like, you don't want to go to hell.
Right.
So we would just do it.
Right.
So it was some restrictions, a lot of restrictions, right? Back in the day. We couldn't go to prom.
Even with a supervision?
No, we had our own debutante, is what they call it in church, debutante.
And what is that?
That's just like a prom. But
so you got to go to prom with the people you go to church with.
Right.
So the elders and everybody?
Right. So their kids, everybody's kids in the church.
Same.
It's not, but it was still fun to us, right?
Right.
We didn't really hang around a lot of kids that wasn't in church. So it was a lot of restrictions, but the only good part about my siblings and myself was we lived close to the projects, right? It was like the projects down the street, and then we walk a couple of blocks, and then it's our houses in the suburbia area, right? So we rode the bus with the people from the hood.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So when we would come from school, we would hang with the people from the hood, right?
So like, you still get them, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But at the same time, it came with a lot of temptations, because it was like, man, this is boring. We want to go to have fun.
Right.
So, that when it came time for me to have restrictions off, per se, at 16, 17, man, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was like, listen, I'm living.
I'm on it.
I'm on it, exactly.
Right.
So, yeah, it was a lot of restrictions, but, at that age, when you don't really have nobody telling you no,
right,
you tend to kind of, do some things and do things that you probably regret later.
Right.
But at that moment, at that age, I was just like, I'm out here. I can just do what I want. I can go to the hood. I can hang out. I can come when I want to. I can talk to who I want to.
Right.
So, so that's what really, I feel, drives kids at that age to want to do it, because, it's something that you want to look into. Everyone telling you not to do it.
Right.
You don't want to do it.
Right.
So that's what my story is. I can't speak for other people, but that's what was me.
Okay, cool. So, do you feel like today, as of today, as far as 2022, do you feel like do you think church still is important to a lot of folks, or you feel like people look at it more as a joke?
I feel like some people do still look at it like a joke, but at the same time, I feel like it's definitely needed, because especially during this day and age, people always say, this is funny to me, people always say the church is a joke, right? Or they'll say, I don't have time for that, the preacher just wants your money, or the preacher just want to sleep with the girls in the church, or whatever, you know. But then when you have situations that happen in life, you're gonna go to either the church, or you're gonna go to that family member that actually go to church. And you're gonna say, well, can you pray for me?
Right.
Listen, I need the church to do this. Even when it comes to burying people, can I have the funeral at your church? Yeah, I hadn't been here in 2 years, but I want my son to be buried here at the church. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't type of situation. But, I feel like a spiritual balance is needed in everybody, to be honest.
I just that just goes to the show that people use the religion when it's needed.
When it's needed.
When it's valuable for them, when it fits that situation.
Exactly.
So, I so totally agree. So after your first child, like, what was some of your plans that you was doing after your first child?
I was still wilding. I'm just keeping it real. I was still, wilding. Really, I had a job, but it was just like Wendy's. So I was just like, I wanted to date the drug dealers. I wanted to date the hood boys. I'm like, listen, I just felt like that was my calling. Like, for real, I'm telling you the truth. I was just like, listen, like, I don't want the regular boring life, even though I know what I was supposed to do. I was just like, nah. So I really was still just trying to figure out life at that point, but I was still in the hood, to be honest with you. And then my parents and my grandparents like, Nika, you don't need to be out there. You don't need to be with him. And I'm like, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. I'm living. Until I had another baby. Like a year and a half later. And I was like almost 20. And I'm like 2 kids. And I'm like, oh, girl, you better slow down. Right? Not really out there promiscuous, but just out there. At the clubs. I'm like 17. I don't even need no ID. Like, they know me. They know my family.
You out there.
Yeah, take my little sip. And I ain't really smoke like that. But I drink or whatever, be at the club. The little hole in the wall. I'm out there. They're like, yo, that's your little cousin. That's what they would say about me. But when I had my second baby is when I said, all right, girl, you got to chill out. Yeah, you know, you got kids now. And they were girls. So I was like, you know, you can't be out here just, you know, dating crazy people in situations. You at shootouts, you driving, somebody shooting. And it got a little crazy. And I'm like, look, I ain't about this life for real.
It's not that serious.
Yeah. No, I'm not really about that life like I thought I was.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and get myself together.
Yeah. No, those relationships don't last long. You know, always end terribly, either death, jail.
And to be honest with you, now that I think about it, and sometimes I sit and think, everybody that I dated, they in jail either did. Back in the day.
Back in the day, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Right.
Yeah, you analyze. It's crazy when we sit back and analyze people that we've dated or people that we was around.
Right.
That had the type of energy that we wasn't supposed to be around.
Right.
And then 10 years from now, you go back and see what your life could have been.
Exactly.
10 years from
exactly.
now, you know.
But you know, that's when really church comes back to play for me, because even though I knew better,
right,
but I just wanted, you know, what I wanted. But at the same time, I had people around me my age killing themselves. I had people around me, you know, they taking hard drugs, you know, because they can't cope.
Right.
But my spiritual foundation kind of brought me back to like, okay, let me center myself. Let me get myself together. I got girls now. I didn't even graduate at that point, so I had to go back to school, get my GED, because I didn't even have enough credits to even graduate. Got my GED, started getting myself together, started, you know, taking some college classes, and then, you know, started trying to get my life on track after that.
Yeah. So you had help, or you mostly did?
I did. Thank God for my parents.
That's a good thing for that.
Listen.
Some people don't have help.
Some people do not. I had help. My parents were a big help. My sister, because it was only me, my sister, my brother. And then my brother died when he was 18.
Sorry to hear that.
Right. And so it was just me and my sister. So my sister was a big help. My grandma, my family was a big help. There was a help when I was wilding, and then they were definitely a help when I started to get myself back together. So a lot of people don't. But I was fortunate enough, I had some help. And some people praying for me when I was wilding too.
Yeah, oh man, okay. So what were some decisions that made you want to get into writing books and being an author? What was the steps for that?
Fast forward to me starting to get myself together. So I went to college, got some degrees, but then I started to realize that I was still broke, right? So I was just like, why am I still broke?
That's interesting. Why are you still broke? You went to college.
Exactly. Because that's what we taught.
Yeah.
Right? We taught you're supposed to go to college after high school, get you a degree, and find you a nice job. Right? And so that's what I did.
But you know, we get that from our parents, but they get that from their parents.
Right, because that's all they knew.
That's all they know.
That's all they knew. They didn't know about wealth. They didn't know about, you know, retiring early, businesses, entrepreneurship. My dad, he was in the military, and he did take care of us, but at the same time, all they ever said was save something for a rainy day. Right? And so I did what they said. I went back to college, got me some degrees, and I worked for the state of South Carolina for like 18 years in human resource. But I was still paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck, yeah. And that's no lie, because it's like I don't push the fact of going to college on my kids.
Right.
You know, because I let them know, like, hey, look, when you go to college, if you don't have it paid out already, or if you ain't got a full scholarship or whatever, you're going to be in debt. It's just you're just going to be in debt. That's just what it is.
That's what I was.
So you're going to be in debt, and then you're going to have to get a job where it's going to be hard for you to live and get what you want, because you got to pay school debts off.
Exactly.
Plus your work, your bills and stuff. So it's like, I tell them, like, you find something that you're good at, a passion, a trade. Work on that. But that's the problem. Like you said, us growing up, our family didn't teach us the other ways to use that, because they only knew, because they don't know nothing really much about getting wealth.
Right.
If they live in paycheck to paycheck.
Exactly. So I said to myself, I was like, listen, I'm like $80K in debt on student loans, paying that back, like $200, $300 a month, paying that back. Like in the state of South Carolina, is literally like the cost of living is horrible. So that means the job pay is going to be horrible. And so I was like making under $40,000 a year with 2 degrees.
And the crazy thing about that is, like, you'll have people that never went to college make way more money.
Way more. Because they know a skill set. They learned a skill set.
I worked at Kimberly-Clark one time, and there was a guy, I had a degree, whatever. There was a guy in there just in there pressing a button. Never went to school or nothing, but he just been there for 12, 15 years,
Right.
making $35 an hour. I'm making 12.
Exactly. Okay.
What am I doing?
Listen, that was the conversation I had with myself. Girl, what you doing out here? Like, I need to figure out something because I really don't have nothing but a life insurance policy to pass down to my kids. And I'm like, dang, like,
We gotta have more.
right. And I'm thinking to myself, I gotta save up for 6-7 months just to go on a week vacation. That's unacceptable. And I was always the type, I didn't want a man to take care of me. Like, you know, that's supposed to be a bonus. Whatever you want to do for me is a bonus. But I want to be able to do what I need to do for myself. Because a lot of women, and this is keeping real, a lot of women stay because they have to. A lot of women stay in situations that's toxic because they have to, because this man has provided a lifestyle for them that they probably can't get themselves.
You never want to lose. They got accustomed to it.
Listen, I've seen it around me. I've seen it in my family.
Seen it all the time.
Okay, and I've always been the type, listen, you act up, I'll probably give you the 3-strike method. 1 or 2 chances I might give you to clean it up. After the 3rd strike, it's a wrap, bro.
That's it.
Okay? Like, it's a wrap.
go.
It don't matter what you've done for me or what gifts or whatever. I can do it myself, so I was never that type.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, listen, whatever my kid's father would do, that's extra too. But I need to make sure that I got them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say that for a while. It was a little sticky. And I'm like, listen, if I'm at the point that I gotta go look for food stamps and stuff, this is unacceptable. Okay? And so luckily, going to church, back to church, right? Found this church, and I'm like, listen, I want to start, like expanding my knowledge. I was ignorant in the financial area. All I know is ball when I get tax money. Okay?
Yeah.
I buy the pocketbooks, the hair, and everything like everybody else. When taxes come, I'm a baller.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's a cycle.
It is.
You did it when you was younger, and I look at the younger females, that was your age, that's younger.
Right.
Look at the mindset they have now.
Exactly.
Majority, we talk to a girl that's 13, 14, 15, 18, 20, 25. They got this, get a man for his money.
That's right.
Make him pay for everything.
It's crazy.
Broke man can't get none. That whole 9, that's the mentality that's going on for the younger women.
Right.
The older women already been helped. They done lived that life. They already experienced that life, and they be trying to educate some younger women.
Right.
But younger women just look at an older woman like, oh, you old, you hating.
Right. Right. But you know what? Everybody got to hustle. I guess that's their hustle. Right. They get the perfect body out of the stores and the doctors, and so they like, listen, I need to look perfect because I need to appeal to a certain type of person. Right. But at the same time, after they finish with you, it's somebody else that might look a little better.
Yeah.
And so you just go through the wayside, and then if you haven't really came up,
right, while
you talking to them, right, you just gonna find yourself continuing, and it's gonna be a lot of body counts on that body of yours after a while.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because you could do 100 changes on your body. There's always gonna be somebody that person. If a guy is seeking for that other attention, and I say that because men seek for another woman's attention when things is not going right with theirs. Right. So there's plenty of women out there. That's plenty of fish of the sea. That thing is real. You know what I'm saying? So I always say that about women, like, you don't want to put yourself out there too much to the point, to the point where you've been spread it out too much to the point where you lose a lot of value with a lot of people. And
that's exactly right. So I never was that person. So it was hard to talk to me, especially even when I was in the hood. Like, I was like, because I always felt like this. Like people were weird to me. I'm like, so all you really got is money? Right. Do you have a brain? Can you have a conversation?
So you was in the hood. You wanted to talk to the dope dealer, but they had to have education.
Listen, they had to be smart.
Smart, right?
And they had listen to me. I just feel like it's something different about a man that got a brain and he got a hustle mentality. That just got money, right? And he got a vision. Oh man, talk about appealing.
Right.
And a lot of hustlers, they got that.
Yeah.
It's just that they selling the wrong product.
Right, right.
Okay, and so that's what I was always attracted to. So it just was like, oh man, you got
Right.
a vision. You mean to tell me you want to take it here?
Right. So let me ask you one more question.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we all know life is a cycle. We all know how these things always tend to go and kind of flow by,
Right.
just going by. If you in your 30s, late 20s, 30s, early 40s or whatever, then you done seen this cycle go on where people play
Exactly.
out. So what I mean by, do you feel like, okay, when it comes to women dating a drug dealer or people that's in the streets, that's tied into the streets, do you feel like, okay, that some women put themselves in those situations, meaning like, okay, if you've seen past histories of situations that's dealing with this type of lifestyle,
Right.
you got it, because I look at it like this, you know, like you said earlier, if you jumping out there, you got to be prepared to know what's come with that lifestyle.
You do.
You know, you dating a man that's robbing banks,
Right.
you got to know like, hey, my man robbed banks, I got to look out for the police 24/7.
Exactly.
You know, my man sell dope, I got to look out for junkies, people trying to rob
Right.
him. You got to be prepared for
The
that
whole
The
lifestyle.
whole lifestyle.
The whole lifestyle.
Because whatever the energy you bringing in is more than just sex.
Exactly.
It's more than money.
Mm-hmm.
You bringing that energy into yours, and when y'all blending in his energy, it becomes your energy, whether
Exactly.
you like it or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the good and the bad.
Right.
Women, right? Because they come from everywhere. Okay, they like little roaches. You see a chain on his neck, some ice. You see them in the bins. Oh my God, they everywhere. So you're gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna have to deal with police looking at you, stopping you, kicking in the door. You're gonna have to deal with shootouts. Who do you got beef with him? They know who your girl is. You gotta deal with a lot of stuff. And so after a while, it get a little too risky, right? And so you're like, you know what? I don't really want the rest of my life to be this. And then when you have kids, that's a whole nother ballgame for women. You're supposed to get smarter, right? Because you ain't living for you no more. You're really living to make sure that they're safe and secure. Yeah. And so after a while, I was just like, yeah, no, I'm really not like about that life. You know, you might be about that life, but I have an expiration date, so I gotta go ahead and go.
I was just in here visiting.
Exactly.
Visiting.
So that's what it was for me. Okay. So then when I started working or whatever, and I actually started to get myself together, I didn't really have much. And I was like, listen, I'm not really going to date somebody just because they got it. I'm going to go figure out how I need to get it as well. So I was actually in church. Crazy thing. I'm actually in church one day, and my pastor was talking about stocks, cryptocurrency, the foreign exchange market, you know, what he does, because he has a lot of, you know, different investments and stuff. And so I was listening. I was like, okay, well, let me get into this then, you know, Let me see what I can do with that. And then I started to learn about it. And then I started to get real good at it. And so now it kind of just did a whole 360 to my life. I'm retired now. I don't have to work anymore for anyone else. I started my own businesses, and I coach people now. At first I got good at it. Then I started showing other people. And now I've written a few books as well, got some courses now as well. And so it just did a whole 360 to my life when I started to want more than just, you know, the same old. I started to, you know, why am I, my outlook on life, and started to realize that I need to be able to have some comfort financially, because, you know, but way before the pandemic even happened, you don't even know what could happen with just one job, and you need more than one job. I'm just telling you the truth.
Oh yeah, that's facts. That's so true.
More than one.
You can't. I mean, back in the day, you used to have the relationship where the husband wants to stay home and the wife he take care of the.
Right.
I mean, the husband
the
go
wife,
to work.
right.
The husband go to work and the wife stay home. Those days are over. It doesn't matter what kind of job you have.
Listen, it don't matter what race you are. Stay-at-home mom stuff is out of the way. Not unless you're a billionaire or something.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, you don't care.
Yeah.
But we're going to need all the income.
Then you can't be too comfortable.
No.
Because, he gets shot, something happens to him.
Exactly.
And he's a breadwinner, and you dependent on that. Now you...
And you got to take some stuff.
That goes back to what we were saying.
It goes back. You got to take...
Yeah.
I see that all the time with celebrities, with women. And I just be saying to myself, like, girl, is the money, is the lifestyle that important? It doesn't mean that much to you that you just say, forget who you are as a person. And so now, you know, it's a whole 360. I don't have to really worry about finances like that. I've been able to, be successful in it. I'm not a billionaire or nothing like that. But I don't have to work a regular 9-to-5 job. And so now I just show people. I show people what I've learned in this market as relates to what to invest in, how to get into, cryptocurrency, how to get into stocks in the foreign exchange market, how to read the market. Because a lot of people don't realize that the foreign exchange market been here for centuries. People want to know how the wealthy continue to stay wealthy. Yeah. They invest.
Yeah, right. And, and low economic households and some middle class people, we're not going to know nothing about currencies and all that other stuff because, we trying to work check to check,
That's
trying to get our thing is trying to get a good, expensive paying job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's hard to come by.
That's hard to come by without putting in years to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then the way they got the system is you can put in 4-5 years in one, they don't translate to the next job.
No.
You got to start over.
You have to think about it. The people, even when it comes to like Donald Trump, they don't really make their kids go to college. If they do, that's because they want to, not because they have to. A lot of, the culture, a lot of us have to go either to college or the military, right? Because we feel like that's where the money is going to be.
Like basketball,
or
sports,
something like that.
Yeah.
But it's only a few of us that make it to basketball, football, and sports, right? And then a lot of people go military, but the military ain't even the same how it used to be.
Yeah, it's not.
Right? I got family members now under 30, and they're like, listen, this is the last time I'm enrolling. Like, that's it. Like, the military ain't even the same.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's like, your kid gonna be in debt if they don't have a scholarship.
Yeah.
But you ain't telling them that part. Because my parents didn't know that part. They're like, go to college. I did. 2 degrees, $80K in debt. And so now I'm literally paying you back to learn a skill set that you ain't even teaching me.
That you're not even making money off of.
No, not at all. And you have to think about it. The people that really learn skill sets, they make more than people at their jobs. If you're a barber, if you're a cosmetologist, a welder, electrician, all these people make a lot of money. But if you're a teacher, you probably won't.
Why is it like that? Why you feel like teachers always be the less paid?
Because I feel like it's so many. Right? It's something that it's the most important because education is definitely important, whether you're teaching them a skill set or whether you're teaching them what's in the books. But at the same time, I feel like all state jobs are less paid and the teachers are state jobs. And especially in South Carolina, in the South period. Okay. We used to get a raise like once a year or sometimes once every 2-3 years. Right? And the bonuses, it was like hard to come by. Okay. And so it's not really teachers. It's all state workers. Don't get paid what they deserve. I'm gonna tell you, when I used to work in the Department of Transportation, those boys don't get paid what they're worth. But they be in the ditches. Okay. They be on the roads when we sleep, when the ice on there. Right. They be in the snow.
Yeah, they do.
Right. They be on the roads, paving it, hot, fainting almost. And they get paid under $30,000 a year. To risk their life, right? To keep us safe on the road.
It's like McDonald's.
Right?
Yeah.
It really is. And so a lot of the guys, they would have 2 or 3 hustles on the side. Cutting grass, a lot of them would DJ, a lot of them had music, a lot of them had different things they did outside of the regular job. I wonder why is that? Because you would be thinking that, listen, you're essential. That's what they call an essential worker. Somebody that has to be at work.
You got to be at work.
Right.
In order for stuff to move.
Exactly. But they get paid less.
I don't never understand that though. I never understand that.
It's just the world we live in. So the thing is, you gotta have more streams of income. It's mandatory. At first, you used to get by with one. It's mandatory. To be honest with you, you really can crack down on a lot of crime if people have more opportunities.
Oh my God, that's some powerful stuff. Man.
It's the truth.
That's powerful. Because they be so occupied with doing an opportunity.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if I see you in the street and you look like you made it, right? You driving your Range Rover, you got some nice little chains on, you made it, right? And then I get someone that's just come out of prison, got a couple felonies, some of them ain't coming off my record. I'm trying to find a job, right? I can't find any and every job. So all I really can do is work at McDonald's or Walmart, not even Walmart, but work at McDonald's or somewhere
Or
that don't,
plant.
right, or a plant. But then my PO or my parole officer telling me, oh, you gotta have a job or you going back. Well, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
I'm gonna make $8 an hour at McDonald's and I still trying to help take care of my kids and all my family and all that.
Right.
After a while, temptation is gonna be like, listen, I could just rob you.
Right.
Instead of going through all this, right? Even the situation that happened with the rapper a few days ago. Like, people don't understand, you can cut down on a lot of violence and a lot of robberies and killings if it was more opportunities. Because the thing is, a lot of people really don't want to be that.
Yeah.
But what else is there for them to do?
Right. So, yeah, that's true. I mean, you can't say nothing on that. That's true.
It's the truth.
That's truth. That's all facts.
A lot of people don't even want to sell drugs. You think
really
people
don't.
just wake up and they're like, "Ooh, I want to be the biggest drug dealer ever." Like that's the goal people have. No.
Right.
But in their surroundings and then where they're in the environment where they grew up at, it's like, I got like 4 or 5 kids. I got 3 kids. Like, what am I supposed to do besides this? And then after a while, they get good at it, or some of them horrible at it. But at the end of the day, people don't want to be bad. Some people don't want to be bad, but they don't have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think, and by not having opportunities, like even with that creates like a generation of kids not having the same mentality in the mind, because it's like there's no new opportunities to present themselves to show them new paths.
Exactly.
New shortcuts.
New shortcuts.
New different ways like that. You know
and a lot of them want the shortcuts. They don't want to put in no. I'm going to be honest with you. I always had an issue with me putting 40, 30 years in at a job. Mm-hmm. And only just getting a little bit of Social Security. And I always look at the old people at Walmart and they're greeting you when you come in. And you're like, who would want their mama working at 70?
Yeah, she look tired.
70 years old, why you working?
Right.
But they can't help it. They still need income. Ain't that crazy?
It's crazy.
I got Social Security. I put in my 30, 40 years at a job and I still got to work to take care of myself.
Take care of yourself. So it's like a damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Exactly. You know? So my thing is, these people need to wake up and realize it's not going to get no better, right? If our great-grandma and our grandma or our mothers are still working at 70 plus and they're barely getting enough on Social Security, what's going to happen when we get to that age?
Yeah.
So the job says, even though you work in HR, you have to be at work in the snow. And so I'm like, wait, man, like, clearly it's trucks in the ditch. The snow is like 3-4 feet. Like, you want me to still travel? And they're like, yeah. So it took me like 3 hours that day to get to work. I had to stay 24 hours, a whole day. Yes, because
At work,
because you couldn't leave because the roads were so bad.
I know you hated that.
Oh, I cried in my office. That was the day I said to myself, I have to find something else to do, because my kids FaceTiming me every hour because they're home with my mom with no light, right? It's cold.
That's a terrible feeling.
Okay, so I can't even be there with them. They so concerned about me because it's taking me 3 almost hours to get to work, and it's only supposed to take me 45 minutes. But that's how much snow is on the road. And I said to myself, after that day I left, and I was like, yeah, this is it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take, investing and learning this skill set and the trade. I'm gonna have to take it more seriously, because I don't want to have that feeling anymore like I'm a slave to something. And I don't want nobody to make me feel like I got to do something. I don't want to. Right. And especially if it's dangerous.
There's your life involved with
it. They didn't care. It was literally like big old trucks in the ditch. You couldn't see the road at all. I keep pictures of that day in my phone, and I just shake my head like, it's no way that this is supposed to be life, right? There's no way it's supposed to be something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna learn this thing for real. And so I just learned, about stocks and the foreign exchange market and stuff like that. I just learned it, and I took it serious, like my life depended on it. Because to me, I felt like it did. I felt like this wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, just to be dictated. And I can't knock anybody for it, because that's what you got to do until you can actually do more. Right. But I always felt like when you know more information and you know better and you know how the wealthy stay getting wealthy, then you're supposed to do more and do better too. And so that's exactly what I did. I really learned it. I didn't care about nothing else. At that time, when I say I learned it, all that mattered to me was making sure I fed my kids and learning that skill set. I was almost obsessed with it. And so I just started to learn it. I started to get good at it. Now I'm retired. And now I just show people. I go around the world and I show people how to learn the skill sets of trading and in the market. I show them how people get wealthy off of it. I show them how you can make money every day off of it. It's trillions of dollars in this market, okay?
So what are some things why are some people hesitant about even getting into that? 'Cause a lot of people I know you hear talks of some people like it's a scam, this and that. So why do you think they talk or have those discussions on it being a scam?
Well, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I like to keep it real with people because I sleep peaceful at night, right? I don't scam people. I always tell people when they ask that, I wouldn't even give you my real name if I was a scammer, right?
Right.
But it's scams in everything. It's scammers at church.
There you go.
It's scammers at church. It's scammers at your job, right? You have people at your job, goodness well, they're supposed to clock out when their break comes, but they don't, right? And they ride the clock every day until they get caught, or either they don't get caught. It's scammers everywhere.
Right.
There's somebody telling you on the corner, listen, I got the same shoe that's in the store, right? For the low. Give it to me. It might be a replica, but it's still, they'll tell you it's real. Some of them will even tell you it's real.
Right.
And then what do people do? I want that for the low. They don't care if they're getting scammed, right? But when it comes to something that people don't know, they always feel like it's a scam or it's too good to be true.
Right.
It's scammers in every situation. You got doctors that will literally tell you they're a doctor and they do have their doctoral degree, and guess what? They will sell your organs on the dark web.
That's true.
Okay. So in every profession, in every situation you have, it's someone trying to get over on the system or on the actual platform.
That's fact.
So this is no different.
That's fact.
But it's just that people say it because they don't even know much about it.
Right.
They don't know about cryptocurrency, and that thing's been around since 2008 now. Right? But they'll still swear Bitcoin is a scam. They'll swear that's a scam, but you see Bitcoin ATMs now.
Yeah.
You seen the Staples Center change their name to the crypto, then they'll still say it. And you be saying to yourself, some people are just ignorant in that area of finances. So whatever they feel like is a scam, they'll say it. But you don't hear a lot of wealthy people say it's a scam.
A lot of wealthy people telling you that you need to get on it, you want to make some money.
Okay.
Yeah.
If somebody would have invested in Bitcoin when it was like $1, 2009 and 10, they would have been millionaires today. But they were saying it was a scam. But you still got some of them saying it's a scam now, right? But the funny thing is the foreign exchange market been for centuries. So if we are scammers, Google it.
Right.
That's what I tell people. I don't even have time for people that say scam. I don't even entertain those conversations because clearly you're not the person that need to be talking to me if that's what you feel, right? I'm only in the business of helping who want to be helped.
Right.
Okay? Because the Bible says the poor will be with you always. So that means some of us going to be there in that area.
In that area.
Right? So if you want to stay there, close your mind off. Okay? But if you don't want to be one of the ones that God said it. Now, if you believe in God, he said that. Not me, not Shaneka, not Jay. We didn't say that. He did. Right? So you have to ask yourself which one I want to be. So if you want to stay closed-minded, you're going to continue to say everything is a scam. Don't put your money in it. Don't put your money in that. Keep your money in the bank. That's what they're going to tell you. But
and the bank is scam.
A lot of people don't know your savings. Right? They give you a 0.1% of that money a year because they trade your money. Right.
They're trading your money and they're getting your money back before you need it.
But they're not giving you what they actually made off your money. Right? I'm a regular trader. I go into the market along with the banks. Well, how they get money to play around with? Right? For someone that says everything is a scam, how do the banks get money to play around with in the market if it ain't our money?
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So it just depends on the person that you're talking to. And anyone that says investing and growing is a scam, then that means that they're going to be the ones that stay poor.
Stay poor.
And it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I want
true.
all of my people to make it. I swear. Listen,
I
I
do
got
too,
a passion.
man.
I want it so
I do
bad.
too.
Sometimes I cry. I'm just be like, Lord, please just let more people get the understanding and the information to do more, get more. It's so much freaking money out here. But some people just closed, and those will be the people that you just cannot help because you can't help everybody.
Everybody can't go.
Listen, when people say that, it's the truth. Everyone cannot get to that top because you know what? That's just like the cycle of life. You know why? Because I'm gonna have to sell to somebody. So some people are going to have to stay in that. So I just tell people to don't close your mind off to information that's going to be important to the rest of your life. Right? And don't be one of the ones that the movers of the world make decisions for you and you have to deal with them.
Because my thing is this, like I tell people, if you don't like the way someone's operating something, make your own operation.
Exactly.
That's no different than other competitors going against other competitors. Fast food chains going against fast food chain. They trying to make the best burger.
They'll put it right beside each other.
Right beside each other.
Yep.
And not knowing that that's part of the plan. That's how they make their money.
Exactly.
You know, if McDonald's too full, they're gonna go to Burger King.
Exactly.
That's how they make their bread.
If they don't want much in life, then you can't really complain. You just gonna take it. Like you're gonna get bent over and you're gonna take it straight out. No Vaseline is what you're gonna do. You can fuss, you can cuss, and you can argue, but at the end of the day, you're gonna do what they tell you to do because you don't have enough to play their game.
That's facts.
And so I just feel like you ain't gonna tell me what to do but for too long. Cause I'm gonna start realizing that. How did you find out? How did you make it? That's what you need to ask wealthy people, right? Instead of just going into their business and buying their stuff and continue to get them rich, the question I want to know is how you get to that. But they ain't gonna tell you.
Yeah.
They're not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate though.
That's true. But I like I tell a lot of people, first thing, instead of getting a bag first, I say get knowledge first.
That's right.
Get the knowledge. Get the knowledge first.
You're right about it.
Then once you get the bag, you know what to do with that bag. That way you keep that bag, you extend that bag, you grow that bag. And that's the problem. A lot of people skip the knowledge and just want the bag.
Listen, the last 2 years when all this pandemic money and stimulus and all that stuff.
Oh my God.
A lot of people should have came up big. Even if they would have just invested some of what was given. Yeah. They would have been up.
That'd been good.
But some of us just decided to buy, jewelry, hair, rims.
I was pissed.
Cookouts.
I was upset because I didn't get approved.
Listen. I'm
like, me? I didn't get approved?
Listen.
That was terrible.
They gave you something. And even though, inflation is now, so, of course they're going to take it back from us. The gas is high, food is high, everything high. Right. But you could have just took some of that they gave and invested it in something. And it would have been growing for you. Right. You could have had a rainy day fund. If nothing else, you could have been up with a savings. But a lot of us is like, no, they used it on the craziest things. Crazy, listen, seafood, seafood's fast. And I'm saying to myself, like, what in the world? Crazy. Nobody is thinking, they gonna get that back from us.
They gonna get that back soon. And people think $20,000 is a lot of money. That's no money.
I can spend that in a day.
That's no money.
I can spend that in an hour, actually.
That is no money.
All you gotta do is buy a couple of pieces of equipment.
That's it. That's gone. That's gone.
Not even a car or a house. You just buy a few pieces. Listen, they got courses on investing. They have courses on how to for thousands of dollars. You could you spend that on 2-3 courses. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
But to some people, that's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
But the thing is, what you going to do with it when they give it to you? Even if we ever do get stimuluses again, or PPPs or whatever, what are you going to do with it when you get it?
Yeah.
I always tell people, if you had it and didn't do right with it, don't complain later. Right. I don't even want you to call me about I need help with a light bill if I know you was up and stuck at one point and all you had to do was do what everyone else was doing. A lot of people, and especially people that's not in our culture, they got up this last 2 years.
They got up. I got up, but I had to get it out. I had to get it out of grinding. I didn't get no assistant.
Right.
I wish
Me too.
I did get that.
I didn't
assistant.
get much. I may have got a stimulus, but that was it.
I didn't get
but
that.
Just one time. I didn't get nothing else
either.
either.
A stimulus. I didn't get a hello.
Right. But you know, even throughout the years, when it comes to taxes, with a lot of women, man, you know how much money people getting back in taxes? $1,000, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000. You could have just took $1,000 of that and just invested.
Just invest it. You can make money off anything.
You're going to blow it anyway.
Right.
Listen, I used to tell you I was a baller doing the tax time, okay? Listen, you couldn't tell me. Let's go here, let's go there. Okay? What do you want? You want the whole collection? Listen, my middle daughter, she had every Jordan period there was. I was like, girl, what you want? And then I started realizing about March, I'm taking stuff to the pawn shop now. Like, snap.
Oh Lord.
What, you ain't gonna give me, you see these diamonds, you ain't gonna get this for me? I had to spend this. They don't care about that. And I started realizing, no, this can't be life.
It can't be life.
This can't be life.
Yeah. So that would kind of draw you more to being like a more of a generational coach, like a life coach, just So that would kind of got you to.
It's important because I want to leave a legacy for my kids that, especially they girls. So it's like you can do what you want to do because your mama made sure that y'all are straight. Now, if y'all blow it down the line, then that's y'all. But I gave you a boost. Okay, a lot of us weren't able to say our parents gave us a boost, so we had to get it out the mud.
Yeah, we didn't get no help.
Right,
yeah.
Like you said, you had to grind hard. Oh yeah. Right, we had to. So it's like either you gonna do the same thing for your kids, or you gonna make them get it out and grind hard. But a lot, and this is even when it comes to people that's strippers. You think women just want to strip? I ain't never met one yet that want to. They just loves it, right? They do it because they're trying to get ahead too. They got a goal, right? Yeah. And so just imagine if their parents would have gave them a boost.
That dance, they could have used that dancing into another form of dancing. Because dancing is dancing.
Right.
You just what type of form you doing it in.
They could have got a studio. Listen, one thing about P Valley, people like the drama and everything going on, but when it comes to Mercedes and her vision of with the little kids in that little dance studio, that's what people like. That's what people be wanting. They don't want to just be on the pole. Yeah, they have a vision. They want to do something too. But imagine, just like her mama, and it's the same situation in life. Right. Her mama didn't get her no boost. Right? But imagine if her mama would have said, listen, ladies, here, this is your boost. You don't have to do this and that. Whatever you want to do, I'm going to help you do.
But that goes back to how we were raised again.
That's right.
If you were raised like, some of us like in the 30s and 40s, we were raised, like I said, the parents teach you about certain things. They frown upon certain things like that. So now it's like, it's new age now where the new grandmother is what?
30.
30?
Yeah, because I'll be a grandma. And I'm 38. No, 39. I just turned 39 last month.
See? Yep. So it's like that's the new grandmamas in their 30s. So big mama's in her 50s? Right. Big mama in her 50s. So it's like it's a new age now.
It is.
So, yeah.
You just got to make sure you prepare them because it's totally different now than when we were growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Like people cutthroat. They don't have emotion no more. They don't care. They don't care. And so it's like you're going to have savages out here with your kids in this life if you don't prepare them, get them straight, and make sure that they got a boost.
It's actually a whole lot tough, too, because like even with you dealing with social media, back then we only had to deal with the kids from school and neighborhood kids. Now you got to worry about the world. Because one bad thing on your child can make them a meme, and now...
Listen, and the kids now... They bring up depression, anxiety, suicide so much more than what we did when we were younger. It's almost like that's the first thing they think. I don't want to be here no more. Right? Because of one situation or two situations. And a lot of the times it's an upbringing. It's like, I try to teach my kids to be mentally tough. Like, look, I love you, but you're going to have to be tough because the world will eat you alive if you don't Get yourself together and realize that I got to make sure I put myself in place to be able to have the best life possible. But we can't do that as parents if we don't have it.
Yeah.
We barely trying to get it ourselves.
Yeah.
So how am I help you?
Right.
So that's why I'm so big on it now, because I'm saying to myself, I had an okay upbringing, right? We didn't starve. We had a good life, but I want more for my kids. And every parent should want the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You want your kids, and I say we need to start teaching our kids more about finances young, credit, the difference between debit and credit.
That's right.
Currency, BitCoin, or all that, budgeting.
Listen, a lot of them don't know.
Budgeting.
I don't play with my kids. I was teaching them early on all of those things. And that's what really made me write the previous book I have. It's called Generation Z, You've Got Options.
You got the book with you?
Mm-hmm, I do, yeah. It's called Generation Z, You've Got Options. And in this book, it literally takes these kids, I put it like a video game, and it takes these kids through step by step on how to be in this market, how to actually learn the skill set now. Okay? I got a 10-year-old. And on my YouTube, Forex for Newbies, it's my YouTube. She's on there now, learning the skill set. Okay? My daughters, their credit scores is in the 700 already. They're 19, 20 years old.
That's awesome.
Like, I'm not playing with them because, first of all, I'm out here. Like, I'm still living.
Right.
I don't have no time to be bailing you out every other month.
Right.
Right? Like, girl, I want to spend myself on, I don't want to be spending my money on y'all.
Right.
I want y'all to be able to have what I got, put it in place, and then y'all do y'all thing. But if I got to still take care of y'all at 25, 30, Mom, can you give me some money to pay my light bill? Mom, I need some Pampers. I think I failed a little bit. Yeah. That's how I feel.
I feel you coming from on that, because I feel like I totally feel exactly where you coming from, because you want to teach your kids and put them in a position where they get to the age where the point where you don't have to do as much no more. Like, okay, I raised you now. Like, damn, where's the return at then?
Right. After a while, y'all supposed to be taking care of me. Okay, now don't put me in no nursing home, but take care of me if I need. I'm supposed to be like, baby, so and so, the porch falling in. Now I'm 30 years old, I'm still taking care of you. I feel like that's unacceptable for me. Okay, my parents were there to help, but they wasn't going to take care of me. They let me know, look, you got kids now, you got to do better. Right. Okay. But it just depends on the mindset of the parent. But I just felt like I just wanted more for them. And they're not, they're not too goody two shoes or too good, or they're not stuck up, because, we ain't balling. We ain't no billionaires. But at the same time, if they want to start their own business, because both the older kids do, I've helped them start their own business and their LLC. It's so easy to get an LLC.
It's so easy. You just fill out an
J.Paul,
application. You ain't
so
even talking
easy.
to nobody. You ain't even talking to nobody when you get one.
You just go on the Secretary of State, see if the name is the, put in what you want to do. They say the name available, boom, pay your money, you got it.
You got it.
Go to the IRS, get your EIN.
Get your EIN.
Man, it's so easy.
You don't got to talk to nobody.
You got a legal business in this world.
But then that shows you how easy you got scammers that'll do all that, set up all that stuff. Like people that'll do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. And so my thing is, I just want to know what the wealthy people knew.
Right.
So that I can learn it, get that knowledge, and help my people. And so that's what I feel like God has placed me on this earth to do, to be honest with you. It's to be able to, share what I know, to be able to bring people out. I've had people come out of prison that's learning this skill set. 6 figures up now. I got 1 still in there. Matter of fact, I got 3 still in there. Okay? Now, I ain't got nothing to do with how they get the phone. Right? Make that clear.
Yeah.
But and I tell you, they're good at the skill set. I'll put them up against anybody on Wall Street. That's how good they are.
I believe you, because they got nothing but time to work on it.
Okay? And on a few of them, I'm about to get out. A few of them got like 3 years left. But they even know the odds are against me when I get out there. So I'm going to make sure I'm straight so that I won't ever have to worry about going back.
Right. That's the goal. And I think everybody keep forgetting the goal. The goal is to work. It don't take 10, 15 years to sell dope.
Nope.
You sell a little bit. If you're going to do that risk, I can't tell everybody what not to do.
It's supposed to be an expiration.
It's supposed to be an expiration date.
Because all the movies, all the people that was, doing it for a long time, it didn't end well.
Didn't end well. Never ends well. get in, get what you need, use that money to invest in something that you can go clean with.
Hello.
Go clean with.
Okay. Hopefully they catch it, all right?
Yeah. Right.
Hopefully they catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so that's just what I've been doing. I got kids. I even have like a little kids group. They learning the skill set. I've had a lot of people come through my program. And so I've just been blessed to do it. And so I'm going to continue to do it till the Lord tell me it's time for me to do something else, And whoever wants the information, I give it to them. If they don't want it, then, you can't make a person want
true.
something that they just not equipped to want. So
Yeah, true. Okay. All right. So before we slide off on NewbieVet, how can they get in contact with you? Is there any love you'd like to shout out?
Well, of course, I would like to shout out my kids, but really to my pastor, to be honest with you. I know it's like my pastor, yes. Him and his wife has been a great inspiration for me because I didn't really know a lot about finances like that until I met them and my church. And so my pastors, Dr. Deshaun and Pastor Deborah Rouse, and so they have a church, Spirit-Filled Ambassadors for Christ in Andrews, South Carolina. That it's a whole movement, innovative ministry, and it's not like a regular traditional church, judgment. You want to come there with your booty shorts on straight from the club. That's you. We hug you and help you out and give you the word of God. And so I want to shout. I'm just saying,
so they can come in there in booty shorts.
They can whatever they feel like they would, like the Bible say, come as you are. If that's how you feel like you want to come to God, we meet you where you at. And then just to be honest with you, they can reach me any social media platform is Shaneka Lynette. Whether it's Instagram, it's Shaneka Lynette _.